Somebody once said that the great oxygen of the United States is optimism. Well, if that's the case, what happens when the oxygen gets depleted? When you can't really breathe anymore and you're just worried about where your next meal's gonna come from.
I have one recollection of walking home from high school on 55th Street, and there was a run on a bank, and there were crowds of people trying to get into the bank to draw their money out. And I thought to myself, don't ever forget this.
And that's what the Depression did. It forced people to see that no matter how good one's life is, in a matter of a minute, it could be gone.
Roosevelt was coming into a maelstrom of problems, and he had to do something bold.
I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people.
In the 1930s, the United States sat down with pen in hand and began to write, giving voice to its hopes and fears. Its subject was what made America, America. Its authors were a pauper's army of men and women. Facing the Great Depression, President Franklin Roosevelt launched the New Deal. Generations would see its legacy in roads and bridges. But less obvious was another program, one that would become the largest cultural experiment in the nation's history. The Federal Riders Project. The goal of the project was emergency relief. No one expected the program to create anything meaningful or controversial. But this was a pivotal moment when old ways were breaking down and new American stories were emerging.
In a sense, the WPA forces us not to divide people, books, good literature from one another. It makes America recognize where those values come from and how they get reaffirmed through literature.
At its height, the project employed almost 7,000 people from Alaska to Puerto Rico. Their experiences would brand them as writers and help shape modern American literature. Many would leave an enduring record of the uncommon stories of common folk. Some would go on to chronicle the magic of everyday life in lyrical fiction. Still others would help move African American life from the margins to the heart of American culture. And thousands more unsung today would be changed forever. Their discoveries would ripple through America for decades.
This is revolutionary. When you look at it in historical, cultural terms, it shook things up, and things needed shaken up.